So today I'm going to break down 3 basic Lightroom looks that all involve that popular teal color. The 3 looks that I'm going to break down are a yellow and teal, a green and teal, and then a very typical teal and orange look. I'm not going to go over any exposure details in this tutorial. I'll mainly show you the color adjustments using the calibration panels and the hue, saturation, and luminance color panels. I'll be showing you these 3 looks using a photo, a self-portrait that I took last week. It's kind of a typical outdoor sky type photo, but you can really apply these techniques to any photo that you have. You just have to mess around and adjust the settings to really fit the photo. So yeah, let's get started with the yellow and teal look. To start, we'll go down to our calibration panel and we'll adjust the green calibration curve. We'll put the hue all the way down and then the saturation to something like -25 for the green. Usually the calibration curves are a great way to make those initial adjustments to your image. Even if it adjusts the whole thing, you can kind of get a pretty basic idea of the look you're going for just with the calibration curves. So next in the hue panel, we'll be playing with 3 colors, the yellows, the greens, and the blues. We're going to push our yellows pretty far towards orange, about halfway. We'll put our greens all the way towards yellow, and then for that really teal sky, we'll just push our blues slightly teal, slightly towards the aqua. Now next for the saturation panel, we'll start by pushing our oranges up and then our yellows down just a little bit. I'll also push the greens up just a tad, usually for most photos, so that our teals and blue sky isn't too saturated. We'll take our blues down quite a bit, and you can really adjust this to your personal taste depending on how dramatic you want the look to be. And then finally for the luminance, we really want those yellows to pop, so we're going to push our greens all the way up, and then we'll take our oranges and yellows and push those up as well, so we can really have those popping yellow tones throughout our image, as well as those nice blue teals. And you can really adjust the luminance of these colors depending on your own preferences. And then usually I drop the blues and aquas just a little bit in the luminance tab so that I have a darker sky to contrast the yellows with. So here's a before and after. It's a pretty cool look. I can especially imagine it being applied to something like a wheat field to really make those yellow tones pop, but it's just something that I came up with, and that's going to be the first look. Now for the second look, we're going for a green and teal look. We want those nice moody green colors in our shadows as well as the blue teal in our highlights. So we'll start by going down to our calibration curve. I'll push the green primary to 90 and then the saturation down to -10. For the blue primary hue, I'll push that down to -50 and then the saturation down to -30. That gives us a baseline for the look. Now for the hue panel, I'll start by pushing all my reds to orange, and then I'll take my greens and push them all the way to aqua, and then my aquas and push them all the way to green. Then I'll tint my blues slightly teal, again just like we did in the last look. I'll push my purples all the way blue and then my magentas all the way red. For the saturation, I'll take my reds down quite a bit as well as my greens and my aquas. I took the aquas all the way down, and the greens, they're pretty desaturated as well. That's important for that moody green look. I took the purples and magentas all the way down as well, and then I took the blues down quite a bit too. Again, just depends on how dramatic you want the look to be. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really do any luminance adjustments for this look. Again, it's up to you. You can make those greenish blues slightly darker if you want. So here's a before and after. Again, it's a pretty cool look if you want to keep those greens, but you want to turn them slightly moody. So let's move on to the last look now, the basic, really popular teal and orange grade. I'll start by going down my calibration curves. I'll push my red hue all the way to the right and my blue hue all the way to the left. Then I'll take the saturation down on both to about -40. Next, I'll go up to my hue panel. Again, I'll take my reds, push them slightly orange, and my blues, push them slightly teal. That's pretty much all I did for this. For the saturation panel, I took my reds down just a little bit and my yellows up, again to preserve those skin tones just a little bit more. I took my greens, purples, and magentas and just removed them entirely from the image. Again, if you want that stylized teal and orange, you don't really need these colors. And then I also took my blue saturation down as well. Again, I don't want it to be too dramatic. And finally, in the luminance panel, I just took the blues down a little bit to add some moodiness to the image. And really, those are the simple steps towards getting a teal and orange grade in Lightroom. So that's going to be it for this short video. Hope you liked the breakdown of these looks. I want to come out with some more photography and photo editing tutorials. So if you're into those things, subscribe to this channel. We've got a lot of creative content. Check us out on Instagram too. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.